everybody, welcome back to GoT Academy. Hi Tamar.
Hi.
Thanks for watching. We're gonna have another Q&A session today and we're gonna get straight to it. These questions are from Facebook and Twitter. So Terence Harrison, who does Itamar think is the real historical equivalent of the first men?
I think the first men are the first men. Literally the first men that came to Britain tens of thousands of years ago.
Right, we talked about 30,000 years ago.
Yeah, something like 30,000, like in the Neolithic period, like the...
So it's like pre-civilization.
Pre-civilization.
Okay, next question. Ethan Joseph, rather. Were there any real-world equivalents to the Golden Company or the Brave Companions or any other of the sellsword companies?
Probably. But
Okay.
I'm not an expert on mercenaries in the Middle Ages. But being a soldier back then was like a profession.
Right.
Like they want this concept of a people's army.
It was a job.
Or conscription. Yeah, it's a job for professionals.
Right.
And because war was or some kind of a military conflict was like very common back there. So the minute that the war is ended, there are a lot of unemployed people that devoted their life for combat.
They have no other skills.
Yeah, so they traveled around offering their services, and it's not so different from what we have today. We have today a lot of private security companies, which are basically mercenaries.
Mercenaries, yeah.
So they're not sellsword today, but they're like sell M16s.
Yeah, or Kalashnikovs.
Or Selchikov.
Okay, next question. Harshil Shah. Hi, Harshil. Okay, that's not. It's not a historical question. Okay, but he says he's always been confused about the fact that Rhaegar kidnapped Lyanna, and that was like a dumb move because she was betrothed and he had a wife. So I don't know, what did you think would happen? Like later on, that was one of the catalysts to the war that led to the downfall.
To the rebellion, yeah.
To the rebellion and to Rhaegar's death. So what do you think was his reasoning behind it?
We can't really
Was it
know
love?
for sure. Yeah, of course you can be romantic and say, yeah, he just was so in love, so he was like didn't care for the society and the norms. Because
blah 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 blah.
Yeah. But I think you have a lot of evidence, or like solid evidence, that he thought he was a part of a prophecy that required a Stark girl or something like that, and it could be right.
Yeah, because he read something and then he changed the course of his life and he had like a mission.
He was like this emo, music lover,
and then became a fighter.
And then he read some book, and I need to be a fighter. And
it's like
he probably thought it was some kind of a.
Is it like a Paul Muad'Dib a little bit? Maybe, I don't know. He has like this goal in mind. No,
I see you reading Dune now.
Yeah, so but don't spoil the end. Okay, so Count Chocula, he wants he wants you to talk about the expulsion of the Jews from Spain. It refers to one of our videos. We had this graphic about the expulsion of the Jews and how they settled all over Europe afterward.
1492, the royal houses of Castilians united with the Aragon branch, and basically like united Spain, what is known as Spain today, and they wanted to purify Spain from outside elements.
Like a Catholic state.
Like to be like a Catholic with one religion and one everything. They wrote the Alabama Decree, which says you need to convert to Christianity. If you're Muslim or a Jew, there were a lot of Jews and Muslims back there.
You have to be a Christian in order to live in Spain.
Yeah, they offered them this choice. You need to be converted, or you have like a few months to get the hell out of here. A lot of Jews and Muslims did convert,
and some of them like converted.
Yeah, some of them converted. The Christian Inquisition didn't believe half of them that converted. A lot of the Jews, they just left Spain, and there were a lot of kingdoms back there, kingdoms or republics, that said okay, give us your Jews. What,
Yeah.
you idiot? You don't want your Jews? Okay, I will take them. I need some money, you know. And the Ottoman Emperor Sultan took a lot of Jews, and he controlled back
Where?
then a lot of places in the Balkans and in like today's Turkey. And
North
the Poland,
Africa.
the Poland king, Polish king, the Poland-Lithuania kingdom took also a lot of Jews. And
North Africa.
and North Africa as well, but North Africa, I think, had a lot of Jews from there
Prior?
from before, like from the ancient times.
Okay.
And we are both of us
Descendants.
descendant from my
Your-
grandfather. From my mother's side, his name was Castile, which means probably.
Okay, but he was from
from
Bulgaria.
Castile. Yeah, and he was from Bulgaria. And
But
all-
like
like
500
years ago, and all of our Jewish rituals were with Ladino, which is like the Yiddish of the Spanish. Like
Right.
it's a Jewish language, but in Spanish.
Right. Very similar to Spanish. Yeah, like Yiddish is very similar to German.
And you're from Turkey.
Yeah, I have like one part from Turkey, and like the name is the family name was Behar. That's like also like a Spanish name. That was like they went to, like the ancestors went to Turkey after they were expelled from Spain. So thanks Spain.
Thanks.
But
Now-
Catalonia is not Spain.
Yeah, and now Spain is very interesting. Now Spain are offering
Right.
a citizenship
To Jews
to Jews from Spain.
who 500 years
From
ago.
500 years ago, yeah.
And you can apply. You can actually apply.
So see you soon. We're coming back.
Okay. So let's continue on this light note from Game Revolt. Okay, guys. So let's hear it. What are your thoughts on Netanyahu? So let me start off.
Greatest
Say, let me start off and say, if we have about 200 Israeli subscribers, so if some of you like Netanyahu, you should probably skip to the next question.
Mhm.
So from 1 to 10, 10 him being a great leader and 1 him being a horrible leader, how would you rate his job?
Like minus 17 or something.
Minus 17. Okay, explain.
It's not about right or left. You know, we want to establish the greater Israel and annex all the
Yeah, but
Palestinian
like he says
territory.
one thing and then he says another thing.
So
It
do
does-
it. You don't want to do it because you can't afford the price, the political and international price. So do a two-state solution, but do something. And if you don't do it, and in order to like stay in power, like give gifts and presents to all the most extreme part of the Israeli society, just for him to have like a stability on his throne. That's dangerous.
But reality changes.
Because reality changes, and you cannot afford to be a conservative in Israel because nothing is conservative.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah, it's not like a European country or American country. Like I don't know.
And Israel politics is in Israel society. We are an immigrant society, so we have these tribes inside of Israel.
Right.
It was always like that, even
Yeah.
from the Bible.
Right.
And when there's a saying, 2 Jews, 3 opinions.
Right.
And
Like every Jew has 2 synagogues, one that he goes to and one that he will never set his foot inside.
Yeah.
Okay, like of course we can I don't know, do a video, I don't know, like a 1-hour video on Bibi Netanyahu. One of the things that is most interesting to me, or interesting, it would have been interesting if I weren't living in this country and suffering the consequences, but people don't understand, people outside Israel don't understand that Bibi is not popular in Israel. He's probably the most hated person. If you would have a poll inside the parliament, the Knesset, 120 people, like a secret ballot, he would probably rank at the top of the least popular people inside the Knesset.
Mm-hmm.
And now more than 70% do not approve of the job that he's doing. But there is a certain political situation that allows him to stay in power even though people do not approve of the job that he's doing. The right-wingers hate him because he's always doing one thing and then doing another thing.
And they consider him weak.
Weak.
Very weak.
And the left wing hates him because he's whatever, an asshole.
Yeah.
And even economically, people do not agree with him. We had like this is a protest a few years ago, social economical protest, basically against him, against his ideas, let's say, and 90% of the people agreed with his protests. And still, he remains the prime minister.
Because he thrives on the divestment of the Israeli society. He thrives on like
and he has
divide
no
and
challenger.
conquer, divide and
Doesn't
conquer.
have a challenger.
And unfortunately, the good people in Israel stopped joining politics. I think that's a worldwide phenomenon, but here we have consequences to that.
Okay, so before we get too upset, let's move on. If you want us to do a video about Bibi, you can mention that in the comments. Okay, Fabia Morger. If you had the ability to travel back in time, who would you kill? Who would you kill?
Why kill someone? You know, why?
You're not gonna kill Hitler? Okay, so let's say you're going back in time and you're not gonna kill anyone. Just change something.
I will go back to some important castle in the Middle Ages and become a god king.
A god king?
A god king, yeah. I will.
Okay.
I will bring with me.
Yes, God,
like
Mr. God.
Full fighter, 21st century fighter kit, a full, like with a Kevlar armor, and lots of grenades, a grenade launcher, a lot of
maybe like
ammunition,
a
missile launcher as well, a lot of ammunition and spare ammunition.
Okay.
I will bring with me a smartphone with batteries.
But no Wi-Fi?
No Wi-Fi, oh yeah, we don't need. And I will go to the most important castle with my full body armor, knock and say, "Let me in, I'm your god." And the guardsman will say, "What? Who are you?" So I will just shoot him in the head.
But he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, but no, he's already dead. So, and then I will show my power to everyone.
You will just shoot random people on your way to the castle?
No, I will have a positive message of humanity and humanism and science and reason. And everyone who wouldn't agree, I will just kill him. Or I will take my smartphone and I say, "I have your soul. Look, I have your soul, so you would better listen to me." And then I will consolidate power, and
what
I will
would you
say, "I know," because I can prove it to them that I'm a god, basically.
How?
Because I have a lot of power, and I can know the future, and I can kill the people with my hand. And make a lot of destruction from this grenade that comes from my rifle.
You can just bring like a...
And if someone
like
would
a lighter.
say, "Yeah, it's the devil," I will say, no, I'm the God, the true God. And you better listen to me. And then I will like take all the scholars around and educate people to know.
You thought this through?
Yeah. And I will create a generation of scholars in the Middle Ages that will spread humanism and environmentalism and science,
compassion.
And compassion. Yeah.
It's a good idea.
After I will kill a lot of people.
Okay, so if you would change something else, okay, you can mention that in the comments. Okay, Independent George. That's funny. Independent George. He says, "You magnificent cerebral motherfuckers, you." Thank you, Independent George.
That's a compliment?
That's a compliment, I guess. Okay, Casey Stewart. He wants to know, or she wants to know, he wants to know, I think. Is Dany slowly turning into a villain in the story? We actually are in disagreement, because I would say yes. I think that's the arc of her story. Like, she was like the most good whatever character, and now because I don't know, we think that she's gonna be like Genghis Khan and just roll all through Essos and destroy and pillage. And I think the interesting thing would be that we would have trouble to continue to identify with her as she does all the horrible things, because she's a destroyer, so she's gonna destroy a lot of things. I think that would be a very interesting twist, but You disagree?
I don't think I agree to what you said, but I don't think she will be a villain per se. We won't hate her like we hate Joffrey, you know.
Yeah, of course, because there are no real villains. Okay, so tell us what you think about that. Another question from Casey Stewart wants to know about Coldhands. What do you have any thoughts, theories about Coldhands? Coldhands from the books, show watchers. He doesn't appear on the show.
I don't think I can add to the current law about Coldhands. You know, there are a lot of theories.
Yeah, it's not our speciality.
Yeah, some think it's Benjen Stark. I don't think it's Benjen Stark. I think it's too obvious. I don't think it's that important.
Yeah, like I understand that people are interested, but I don't know. I think it's not
about Benjen Stark. I think he's just dead, like simply dead.
Simply dead.
Yeah.
Okay, Axel Branmark, friend of the show. Hi, Axel. Okay, he says, if Jon Snow is Jesus, who's Judas? Littlefinger? And are there any examples of bastard kings or queens in history? Okay, let's start off with the first part of the question, like John being like Jesus, like a savior.
I don't think John is like Jesus, the character Jesus. He's an archetype of savior, maybe.
Who pays for the sins, whatever.
Yeah, and he's resurrected,
right.
But he's not like, if you compare to the Jesus that we read about in the Gospels.
Book Jesus.
Yeah, the book Jesus, not the Texan Jesus. He's
or like the bowler Jesus.
Like a moral leader,
right.
Not a fighter who fights the dark. This is like the mythology that was dressed upon Jesus in the Middle Ages.
Right.
Because they had to convince the Vikings to, give up Thor in order to take this hippie. So they had to change a little bit.
So it became like fighter character. Jesus?
Yeah, fighting the devil, with a sword, But
Jesus had a sword?
A metaphorical sword,
Okay, so there's no Judas, I guess, in that. Okay, so the second part of the question, very interesting. Illegitimate rulers, bastards. Bastard kings or queens. No? Did you do your research like we talked?
לא ראיתי.
דיברנו על זה כשישבנו, כשבאת אליי.
נכון. There were a few bastards a few people that were born bastards and then legitimized.
And then became rulers?
Yeah, I can't think in the top of my head. There were some rumors about maybe William the Conqueror was a bastard, but I can't from the top of my head.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. If you have any questions for Itamar, follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook, and we'll post or tweet when we're looking for new questions before our next shooting session. If you enjoyed the video, click like. You can comment if you have anything to say about what we talked about. Subscribe to get our next video, and if you want to support our channel, you can click on the link to our Patreon page in the description, and we'll see you all next time. Bye everybody.